Good morning. No, we're not in Trenton today, sorry. Had some car trouble, could not do Trenton. But Jim Miller's down there in Trenton, keeping our presence alive at the governor's office. Thank you, Jim Miller. We're going to give him a call and check in. We got a few things going on here today. We had an amazing night. Me and Mikey V, a.k.a. Bongholio, had an amazing night at the Brian Wilson concert. We went to a concert, and we wound up going to a council meeting. How does that happen? Yeah, we pulled up to the parking lot. He's like, council or concert? We're like, council? How about both? So we went to the council, then the concert, and Mikey V got to speak and tell his story to the Council of Red Bank, which allows medical cannabis dispensaries. Thank you, Red Bank. So we went to thank Red Bank. Red Bank was a tough town in the beginning. They wouldn't allow us to use our cannabis. I had to go to that town 3 times to get permission. Well, verification of that they knew the law. So we're going to podcast from Trenton today. We're going to podcast. We're not podcasting from Trenton. We're podcasting from East Hanover today. It should be a very fun show. We got a lot of stuff going on. I got to play some videos. I got Sanjay calling in. I got a few patients calling in. I got Mikey calling in. We're going to play a song by Craig Lynch. This song, it's brought a tear to my eye because it's heartfelt. His dad passed away, and he wrote a song about his father. And they made a video. And it's from the heart. It's really good, and I'm going to play that coming up in a few minutes. The Craig Lynch jam. It's really good. It's for his dad, Pothole Lynch. Yeah, that's his nickname, Pothole Lynch. I love that. That's awesome. I'd like to know more about that name. Maybe we'll give him a call too. So enjoy our theme music. And I'm going to try to play some Brian Wilson stuff for you if they don't mute it. I think they took our video down. I don't know what happened there. So this should be a lot of stuff going on today here in New Jersey. Stick around. Good morning.
Bring in the boss one. I'm gonna get mine. Go do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown. Ain't you fool, bitch? So just step back. I'm mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
Smoke him if you got him.
I'm back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. For what people stay, they sway. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly dis, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, and you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
Mickey Oaks in the house. Good morning, New Jersey. What a night last night. I can't even begin to talk about it. There's so much going on. Just everything was just amazing. Amazing. Okay, sorry. I got people texting me. We're trying to line up some guests here for the show. Right now, I really want to play this song. I really like this song. It brought a tear to my eye listening to this because Craig Lynch was very close to his dad. And his dad died from cancer, pancreatic cancer, just recently. It's very, very hurtful seeing him in pain like that. And he wrote this song for his dad. And I didn't have that closeness with my dad, and when I see people close to their parents, it really brings joy to my heart to see that, because I didn't have that, and I'm glad to see other people do have that. And the love he has for his dad is so powerful. He just wrote this song that's super, super amazing. We got to listen to this. It's called Last Time. And it's for Pothole Lynch, and it's a pancreatic cancer awareness tribute. It's a lot of... Man, we live in New Jersey, man. There's cancer everywhere. We live in a big red dot in New Jersey. Our bodies, our air, our land, our water is filled with PCBs, vinyl chloride, chromium, lead, just crap. Because all these rich people don't care. So here, I want you to check this song out. This is a song by Craig Lynch, produced by, well, I guess the video is by DJ Welch. Hold on, let me make sure I got this. All right, hold on. We'll go full screen. All right, here, this is what I'm dealing with. Look, check this out. Okay. What happened? There we go. We want to go full screen. Hold on. Okay, nobody text me, please. You can see all my texts are coming up here. Hold on. All right. We want full screen. And I think we want to kill the other music. That would be helpful. All right. This is Craig Lynch.
I lost somebody that was dear to me, man. Right-hand man. The only reason I am who I am today, man. July 6, 2019, George Matthew Lynch Jr., my pops, my dad, right-hand best friend, hero. Shout out to Unison, man. The day he passed, he sent me this song, and I had to do it, man, to keep my dad alive forever. You already know it's Craig Lynch, man. Follow everything we doing. Shout out to True Welch Media. I love you, man. Love you, man.
It's hard for me to do this.
Get out of here.
Last time.
I think that'd be the last time I ever see you again. Last time I
Can't believe it.
last time
Last time.
see you again. Rest in peace,
Can't
down
be.
my homies and my fallen sisters.
Rest in peace.
I'm tired of pouring liquor, tired of cats close. I think that'd be the last time.
Last time.
Last
George Matthew. I was lost when the Lord snatched you. He needed a king to build more castles. And even if that's the truth, you my hero, dad salute. We never made it to the range to clap and shoot, but we made a pact and truce. Going back to my roots, I learned the most as a child. My role model, fresh clothes was your style. Always showing your smile. Taught me how to fight, never throw in the towel. When they tell me to hold my head, you looking over me now. Just let me see the facts and sight, something to bring me back to life. My pop's life like a movie and I ain't acting right. You made me the man I am clearly. Now you gone and I'm grieving severely. Just squeeze my hand if you hear me. Last time.
You know, I'm thinking to myself, am I selfish? You know, my dad was going through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and I just wanted all the pain to go away like it was easy, man. Like, it's funny how he's not feeling the pain no more, but I am. Am I selfish for that? Rest in peace. I love you.
Go DJ, that's my DJ. What's up, Pops? I hear you spinning in heaven. But Dad, I'm in a depression, sick and I'm stressing, living the messin', missing your wisdom and blessings. Can't take it, about to get lit in a second. But wait, I gotta stay clear-minded. Look out for moms, Alyssa and Gavin, but I fear timing. We all in the darkness now, but still shining. I made a real promise to you to be the man of the house. It wasn't your plan to be out. My only request is let me see you when I blink, before I start resorting to a drink. And next time they ask how you doing, I say my dad fine. Take me on a ride to remember one last time.
Be the last time I ever see you again. Last time I think it'll be the last time I ever see you again. Rest in peace to all my homies and my fallen sisters.
I'm gonna make you proud, I promise you.
I ain't think that'd be the last time.
Send me a sign, man, please. Rest in peace, Pothole. And you know, one of the most special things to me I heard from a lot of your friends, Dad, is you always talked about me. And I didn't think you did, man. I thought I let you down a bunch of times. I'm gonna make you proud. I love you. Look down on us. Rest in peace, Pothole.
Craig Lynch, how did you make a hip-hop song that made me cry? How the hell did you do that? That is so deep, man. Wow. I'm actually broken up listening to that because my brother-in-law died a few months ago. And I remember the last time Denise talked to him, he came over and he had a really long heart-to-heart with her. It was probably the best conversation he ever had with her. And she talked about that conversation for days after that. She's like, wow, I'm so happy that we talked and all that. But that was the last time that she talked to her brother. And she regrets not talking to him more, not going to see him more after that. I don't know, Craig. You made a rap song that made me cry. Wow. I never thought that would happen. That's more than a rap song. That's a tribute. That's a memorial to your dad, and it's so deep, bro. Thank you. Thank you for that song. Yeah, I see the suffering that my family goes through because Frank died. And yeah, I'm sure that's the last time that my niece saw him. Frank Sr. told me, but last time he saw his son, It's like 2 days before that. But yeah, Denise can't get over the last time that she spoke with him on the steps. They sat out on the steps here for like an hour and just talked. And he had a lot of issues. You know, he was on, you know, heroin and pills. So, you know, it was just a bad scene. And that was like the one positive thing that she finally got from him after all that time. And she wanted more, and then she never got more. Just really sad. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to play it again later. And hopefully I won't, you know. That's an emotional song, dude. That's good stuff. Good stuff. I'm so sorry about your dad. Man, a lot of my friends have died from cancer. I have friends suffering right now from cancer. So it's always on my mind. And like I said, we live in a big red dot, so we're all going to get something. What doesn't kill us is going to make us crazy. That's what we live in New Jersey, man. It's unfortunate and it's hurtful that these companies just poison us. Man. Yeah. Yeah. It is amazing. And thanks, Melissa. Good job with all what you're doing out there in Pennsylvania. I think you're making the change out there, Melissa. You really have. You got the ACLU involved to help you with your case. I mean, Melissa is a medical cannabis patient in Pennsylvania, and the judge is taking away her cannabis. He took it away. He said, no, you have to use benzos now. You got to use all this other stuff. And now she's having drop seizures. And if you know what drop seizures are, they are deadly. My friends have lost family to drop seizures. It's no joke. And this judge, who's supposed to be a Christian, is making this person who's suffering, kicking her while she's down. How do you kick a suffering person while she's down? This poor woman is suffering, and they're taking away her one medicine that's not giving her seizures. It's helping with her seizures, and they're going to take it away. It's disgusting. So I'm glad the ACLU is involved. They should be. All right, so we're going to come back to this one again. This is a really good song. Wow. God bless you, Craig. God bless your father, too. He believed in Jesus, so he is in heaven. That's true. You know, you can make a lot of mistakes in life. You can be a very broken and flawed person, but God will forgive you. And if you believe, you're forgiven. He's very graceful and forgiving. So he will forgive you if you screw up, and boy, do I need a lot of that. So now I'm all confused now. All right, I got to make some phone calls. Wow. We're going to give our friend Sanjay a call. I was going around looking for apple cider donuts. He had me looking for them. Up in Jersey, that's what we eat. Let's see. Where's his number? Sanjay. There we go. Hope my phone's working. That'd be nice. That's not promising. Sanjay, can you hear me? Sanjay.
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. I got to put a microphone set up on my... Hold on. I screwed up. Got no phone. I should have tested this before. I didn't test it. Oh, unprofessional. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries.
I,
Your car, you're having some car trouble or something?
yeah, got no vehicle, man. Hurtful. Okay.
Yeah, that's always a bummer.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. There we go. That's better. Sanjay, first of all, you have the best soil in the world. Can you tell me about your soil? Because it's called Sweet Virginia soil.
Sweet Virginia soil. Yeah, I do some. I make some soil. I work with some different restaurants and things in northern Jersey, help them reduce their waste streams, and I take a lot of their food waste and have my worms eat it, and then use that to blend up some pretty nice soils.
Worm castings. Aha.
Yeah, worm castings are pretty key. Everyone should be composting their own scraps at home, and worms to do that. Produces, if no other, it produces a really good soil amendment. And sort of a soil is only as good as the quality of the castings that are in it. Worms are very closely with the earth and the decomposition of material, and also recycling that. So plants, so they're really important to the ecosystem. They do something that's kind of magic, where they'll not only release nutrients that are in the inputs, they'll also make it more available. And there's growth hormones too.
Oh.
That's what makes plants grow a little bit bigger, and sort of the slime in their exudates. But
Interesting.
reduce trash they're producing and compost things, and you can really, be part of the solution.
Yes, you are part of the solution. Thank you.
Not just me, but everyone can. Everyone should try to do their part, and reducing the amount of trash is great. I think the amount of what goes in the garbage nationally could actually be composted and produced into soil and go into landfill. If people work towards that, it'll be beneficial for the whole planet.
Yeah, you're all about nature. I remember when you lit your bong with the magnifying glass. That's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, that's nice. If you don't have to get any butane or anything else, it's just clean. You can it's a nice way to connect with the earth. Just the sun, the air, fire, and have the four elements of dankness, I guess.
Do you think that because I use a lot of BHO that I'm inhaling BHO, even though it's purged?
Yeah, I'm not an expert in all the extracts and everything. Like, I think when you're getting, I think it's not good. I think there's a problem. I'm sort of a purist where I like whole cannabis flowers. I've never been too much into oils or dabs or any of that stuff, because a nice organic flower is good enough for me. I think there's something about getting all the cannabinoids. Because people talk about, a handful of cannabinoids, THC, CBD, CBG, THCA, and there's over 100 that people are not talking about. So, there's a lot that we don't know, and I think a lot of, to be honest, I think that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about switching.
Together.
Yeah, I'm thinking about switching to live rosin. It seems to be a better way to get your oil, it seems.
Yeah, live rosin is interesting. It's sort of an economic paradox, because with live rosin, it's harvested immediately from a fresh plant, and then with cured rosin, you have a longer time to get it to market. But live rosin costs more than cured rosin. It doesn't make sense economically, because they can produce it faster and cheaper. It should be less money, but because people they charge more money for it. So it seems a little weird. So I like the flower.
Wait, I couldn't hear you. What was you like?
Value
What?
added.
Well, I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up. You like what? First run? Is that what you said?
No. If it's been cured, I like it a little bit better if it's cured, mainly because it's cheaper than the live rosin, and there's a little bit more value added to it. But I know with the live rosin, you definitely get more of the flavors that you're looking for.
Yeah, I need all those cannabinoids and all those terps that they're stripping out, apparently.
Yeah, you lose. Well, with the live rosin, you don't lose anything. It's just that it should be, for me, I studied economics. As an economist, I want live rosin to be cheaper than cured rosin just because it's produced more cheaply and faster. But live rosin costs more, which seems just like a paradox to me. So until live rosin's cheaper, although I don't really use them or anything, but I think I'd prefer cured just because there's more value to it. You know, it takes more time. They have to actually dry and cure the herb, in theory.
So are they pressing flour, or are they making bubble hash and pressing the bubble hash?
What's that?
When they make live rosin, that's pressing the flour itself, or they make bubble hash and then press the bubble hash?
Yeah. There's not, as I said, I'm not an expert on extract, so I don't know everything about that, but yeah, definitely it sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. You have you said to me about the vape crap. Well, tell me about the vape issue and what do you think about this whole vaping thing that's going on?
Yeah, no, I think I've never been much of vaping. Vaping's never really gotten me medicated in the way that I need it to be, as much as just whole flowers do. But I think the problem with vaping is that, especially now, with there have been a lot of people getting sick and a lot of, I think, some people dying. It's a problem that we are all in New Jersey not allowed to cultivate our own organic cannabis, and we're sort of beholden to the state. And many people turn to the black market, which is sort of the problem with prohibition. That was the problem with alcohol prohibition also. When people are not able to produce it or get it from someone they know safely, the black market comes in and there's no regulation, so people get sick. You know, they'll do unscrupulous things, and people stuck between far for the state-issued stuff or then going and getting stuff in the black market. But you're sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because I've been hearing a lot of reports about Bold and, Eagle 20 being used for ATCs here in New Jersey, so we're kind of stuck. Patients have kind of become the pawns for this, and we don't have any recourse. So we really need to get home grow so that patients have a way to know what they're getting is safe, to know what's been sprayed on it or not sprayed on it, and it's just, I think it's a human right, it's a civil right that we all should have this as patients, especially. Because it's just the wild west. The black market's driven us. The legal market, and of course from Harmony using air conditioner oil and in their reservoirs spraying things they're not supposed to, bugs. A friend has a friend who grows there, and there's videos that sort of support all of this that are going to be coming out here pretty soon. But and then I heard at Garden State, someone mentioned that they were using Eagle 20, and another grower there sort of, is blowing the whistle on this. But there's just a lot of shady stuff going on in the state with them only testing once a year, and it's not every batch that gets tested. They just test one batch a year. So it leaves it open for people to do unscrupulous things. And when there's millions of dollars involved, they're going to do that. It's just, it's the nature of industry to try to make as much money as possible, and it's the responsibility of government to try to regulate industry for the consumers, but instead they're regulating the patients so that the industry can make as much money as possible, and it's a huge problem. The FBI is actually looking into corruption between politicians and big cannabis right now, too. So there's a lot of reasons. Everyone's sort of making the laws, the companies selling the cannabis to us, everyone's sort of doing it in an unscrupulous way, taking advantage of us, and things have just, people are getting sick, people are dying. It's really to the point where we need to have a legal protections for growing our own cannabis medicine. We shouldn't have to smoke something that makes us sick. We shouldn't have to smoke something that, is from the black market. And, we should all have a freedom to explore cannabis medicine. There's over 5,000 strains, and the dispensaries only carry the few that are the most popular and the highest yielding. So, we're all stuck. And it's not right.
Yeah, unfortunately, patients aren't getting the strains that they need. They're getting what they can get at this point, and it's It's not right.
Yeah, we've become sort of a tool for the industry more than people looking out for us and wanting us to get our medicine. It's about how much tax revenue they get and how much, it's just about money. It's really unfortunate. Our health is sort of even the second most important. I think it's not even on anyone's mind. All they care about is regulating it, making as much money, and taxing it as much as possible. And it's pretty unconscionable, especially after the government has been the purveyor of the cannabis wars for over 82 years now.
Yeah, now they're selling it back to us.
Yeah, no, they went from arresting, I think over 10 million people have been arrested in 82 years, over 30 million people have been impacted, families, children, aunts, uncles, mothers, fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, probably well over that. But yeah, they went from saying this is illegal, everyone's going to jail, to now they're okay, it's legal, but you have to buy it from us, you have to buy it from the few people that we say it's okay. And it's just another chapter of exploitation in American history, which American history is different groups, and this is just a new chapter of it.
If you're a cancer patient in New Jersey and you're caught growing cannabis, you're getting a life sentence. You're going to die in jail.
That's a felony. Yeah, if you're a cancer patient, if you're whatever patient, if you're caught, and if you're doing that 1 plant, 5 plants, whatever, and there's no distinction between a patient growing and a non-growing, and it's completely inappropriate. It's completely exploitative. Some medications, like some cancer medications, some HIV medications, are extremely expensive, and a lot of people are sort of not able to afford it because you can't make your own HIV medication. You can't just grow a plant that's going to cure HIV. Cannabis, you can. Now, it becomes about class warfare, where now they've expanded the purchasing amounts, but a lot of my friends, a lot of your friends, I'm sure, can't purchase the 1 ounce or 2 ounces a month from the state, so just because they're allowed to just it's a slap in the face. They couldn't afford 1 ounce, or they're allowed to buy 10 ounces if they want, but they still can't afford 1. So only the rich are able to then afford this cannabis medicine, and if you're not affluent, too bad. That's sort of the way the program has now been. The adjustments they've made with this Jake's Law is expansion of the program for the affluent, for the well-to-do, but the sick are not able to access it. In the country, the biggest cause of bankruptcy is sick, and it's a serious issue with all kinds of things. So even cannabis now, something that every patient could grow on a patio or in their backyard essentially for free, they're not able to do that. So it's to choose with either being healthy or being compliant, being alive or following laws. So it's a big problem.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like the canary in the coal mine.
We are the canaries in the coal mine. Yeah, and then once we die, they just get a new canary. They get a new patsy to put in there.
Jeez.
And yeah, it's just the nature of, for a long time I've been saying there's corruption, and then I heard 2 weeks ago the FBI is investigating it. So that, the FBI is not going to investigate something unless there's a lot of evidence supporting the corruption between politicians and big cannabis. Big cannabis is no different than big tobacco, big alcohol, big anything else, big pharma. It's about making money. It's not about helping people. It's not about helping a society or protecting the environment, saving patients. It's about making money. That's all they care about, is making money. And the government should be regulating them, but the government doesn't know enough about what they need to regulate. So it's just the wild, wild west out there. Even the legal market, these guys are doing really sketchy things, and patients and consumers are dealing with it. I've been saying that for a long time. You don't grow medicine with chemicals if you don't need to. And I think even beyond the vaping, I think in 10 years, 20 years, a lot of people that are smoking this chemically grown cannabis are going to eventually have issues with their kidneys and with their liver because they're consuming all these chemicals. If they grow something with just chemicals and water, we are what we eat, plants are what they eat. If all they're eating is chemicals and water, it's just chemicals. The water evaporates. So you're just smoking chemicals, essentially. And it's just, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know you shouldn't open up a bag of Miracle-Gro and start smoking it. But that's essentially what everyone's doing with the state-issued non-organic cannabis. It's a big problem.
If you ever get a chance to look at cannabis under a microscope, look at the cannabis that's been treated with chemicals. Look at it. There's like little diamonds and little weird shapes in there that don't belong on cannabis, and it's scary that that's going in our bodies.
Yeah, there's a lot of different plant growth regulators, TGRs. Some are banned and not allowed to be used. Some are naturally occurring. Certain plants and organic sources can have them also. But it's a problem that they specifically will feed the plants just what's going to make them hard and dense and heavy, because all they care about in the end is how much it weighs when they sell it. It's quality. It's not about anything else other than just weight.
Yeah.
So it's a big problem. So I think, I mentioned to you, I wanted to try to get a public hearing at the State House, hopefully within October, and just do another thing to try to get some press around patients coming together and demanding home grow. They're trying to do a second push for legalization before this year ends, but it's unbelievable that after 10 years of no home grow for patients, now they want to make it legal for everyone, while patients are still struggling to afford their cannabis medicine. I know a lot of patients that are losing their homes, that are just so sick they can't afford $500 for an ounce of weed from the store, and it's just really sad that they have forgotten us. Governor Murphy came in. He became the governor sort of because of marijuana. That's what his platform was, and I think that's what got him in. And he let us down, So I'm working on a letter to him to implore him to do an executive order, just like he did an executive order early on, expanding the medical condition. I think we need an executive order that patients can grow plants. Let us have 12 plants, sign the order, then do your legalization, then do whatever else you're working on. Give us our plants first. Just like in math, there's an order of operation. In society, there should be too. Before everyone can just go and buy and smoke it, regular people, patients need to be able to grow it. Patients come first. Before people are recreationally enjoying cannabis, which I think they should be able to do, since we're wound up as a society. But before that happens, patients need to be able to grow. It's the right thing to do. That's just all there is to it. It's just the right thing to do.
In the new law that's being passed around, there is micro licenses in this new law. I think if they allowed patients a discount to get these micro licenses, I think that would solve some of our problems.
I don't think it's going to happen. It's always going to be competitive. When there's money to be made, those with more money will pay more to get it. Even the micro licenses, if it's a 10,000 square foot grow or whatever, it's still not going to be, they're not going to say, hey, Sanjay, we want you to grow this. They're not going to say, hey, Lefty, you get a spot, you get to grow. It's not going to be us. It's going to be other people that are less passionate about this plant, less knowledgeable about this plant, but more affluent and able to, cultivate it, which is a problem. We should all be able to do a few. They should put in something for collectives, because I know a lot of my friends, even if they were allowed to grow, they're sick and they're not able to grow. They can't move that well. They can't, do that. So there should be a way for patients to be able to defer the plants that they're allowed to someone else. In Oregon, they're allowed 12 plants, and as a patient, everyone gets 12 plants. You can have a caregiver that will grow those for you. So if you cannot grow them, you could, again, I could say, all right, Lefty's my designated caregiver. You can now grow 12 extra plants. You can grow your plants, you can grow my plants. And it's just a simple way. And then in that relationship, you and I could figure out what it is, So if you're growing 12 plants for me, maybe you give me 2 or 3 plants worth, and then, you can keep extra for yourself, or however it would break down. But in that way, there's a relationship outside of governmental regulation of how to handle this,
Yeah.
And once, I think in New Jersey, there's so much influence of organized crime. Right now, the Democrats have the governor's office, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, but they still can't get this legalization passed. It's a big problem when one side has everything, and they're supposed to be for this, and they still can't pass it. it's a problem. It just means that there's just a lot of corruption beyond just, politics. Generally, if one party has everything, they should be able to kind of get their ducks in a row and get things passed. But they can't, because there's a lot of influences in the state that don't want legalization. There's a lot of people making a lot of money off the black market. They don't want it to be legalized because they're going to lose millions and millions of dollars. I think sometimes people need to review the Sopranos a little bit, just kind of see some of the stuff that's going on in Jersey. It's not completely fiction. There is a reality to the nature of organized crime in the East Coast, in New York and New Jersey. It's real.
Well, speaking of that, didn't Steve Sweeney vote for home grow back in 2010?
Sweeney did, yeah. I think it passed the Senate. From my understanding, that I believe it was 12 plants at that point, if I'm not mistaken, 6 mature, 6 immature. But yeah, so everyone who voted for it and passed it 10 years ago has now just been sitting on their hands talking about it. And that's the problem. Big Cannabis is saying to them that, there's going to be a lot of black market. It's going to be unregulated. People are going to be doing that. And they're also saying that, home fires are going to start. It's not safe. People can't just use these lights. There's going to be fires. And it's just ridiculous. It's just another layer of the reefer madness. They just want to maintain control. In reality, if just 6 plants or 12 plants, that will only cover a portion of what their needs are. No one's going to be selling it because that won't be enough for them to meet their needs. They'll probably still need to purchase from the stores. But they'll be able to maybe get half, 3/4 of their needs met and save a lot of money. So most other states, I think there's only a few states on the East Coast that don't have home grow with a medical program, but most states that have a medical program have home grow, and they also have a very strong legal market too where people can purchase it. And the people who purchase the most are generally the people who are also growing. So growing doesn't mean people won't be spending money. It means they're usually the ones that still spend a lot of money. It just means they'll be able to, sort of subsidize their costs a bit with doing a little bit at home.
Yeah, I may want to grow a strain that I need, especially for my needs. Like if I'm a diabetic, I may need a strain with verotamine, THCV, and a lot of times Durban poison's out. They don't have Durban poison, so I would grow Durban poison if I had diabetes, so I'd always have something when they run out. I mean, that's common sense.
See, that's interesting you mentioned Durban poison. For me, since 2003, Durban poison's been on my do not smoke list. It didn't work well with me. It makes me a little uncomfortable, edgy. And so since 2003, I've tried to avoid it. Now a problem I have is that Girl Scout cookies is half OG Kush, half Durban poison. And Girl Scout cookies has become the foundation of modern cannabis breeding, which means if you don't like Durban poison, it's in everything now, so you can't really escape it. So, so many modern strains now have some poison in it, gelato, wedding cake, whatever we're talking about. There's a little bit of the Durban poison in there. And I want to avoid that. So now it's like I have to purchase it, from the stores, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. Which is another reason why, there's 5,000 strains. We should be able to produce whatever we want, not just whatever is most marketable for them or the latest and greatest strains that are popular right now. I like Northern Lights. That's one of my favorite strains. I like Hash Plant. And only one dispensary even carries them. So, and I don't particularly like that dispensary. So we were really just kind of, stuck between a rock and a hard place versus if they said, hey, Lefty, you can grow 12 plants, you could go on any number of seed banks and find any variety. You could find, strains from the 1970s or 1980s or whatever it is and really hone in on what medicine works best for you and makes you feel the way you want to feel.
Man, I used to grow Hash Plant back in the late 90s.
Yeah, it's a good strain. Strain.
Wow.
It's not the tastiest. Sometimes I often like the really tasty strains, but Hash Plant's not a tasty strain. It tastes, harsh, but there's something about it. I don't know what it is. It has that je ne sais quoi. It brings me a peace that other strains don't. It works really well for pain. It works really well for stress, for sleep. For anxiety for me, but it's only around, 17% THC, and it has some, a decent amount of CBD, but it's not something that, everyone's looking for today. So it grows it. So it's just, we're just sort of stuck with what they grow, so we can only get the medicine that they produce for us. So healing shouldn't be about commercialization and capitalism. It should be about medicine. They should have every strain. They should be forced to provide 200 strains for us, not just 10. But, but the people making the laws are sort of in the pockets of the people selling it. We're all just screwed.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Did you see the grading of the CBD companies?
What's that?
They graded all the CBD companies. Did you see that?
What about that?
They graded them. They from A to F.
They graded them.
Yeah, from A to F.
Yeah, I saw something like that. That's probably good. That's probably a good thing to do. I think there needs to be more third-party regulation of everything. There is nothing, There's nobody kind of saying, hey, this is what's good, this is what's bad about this place, And it's kind of unfortunate. I think most people that smoke don't care enough. I think maybe not even just people that smoke. I just think in society, we just don't care anymore. We've become desensitized to everything, and people just don't care anymore. So when no one cares and no one's going to write letters and no one's going to protest and no one's going to do anything, nothing's going to change. If everyone just sits on their hands, then you're going to get whatever they give you. But if everyone, how many patients out there? 50,000, 30,000, 40,000? If everyone was coming to events, if everyone was, if you get 40,000 people outside of the State House demanding home grow, guess what? We're going to get home grow.
Yeah.
That's the way things work. 10,000 people every week protesting something, it's going to happen. That's the way change happens. When you have 6 people or 8 people, it's very easy to say, forget about these guys. These flyers are crazy. But you can get a large number of people to really, jump on, then you get change. But I just don't think people care enough anymore.
No.
Everyone,
Now they're busy home playing
selfies on Facebook, doing whatever.
Video games.
They don't care.
Yeah, they're distracted. They're being distracted.
Yeah, I think everyone feels like we don't have a voice and we have no power. So what difference does it make if I write a letter or if I go somewhere or if I try to talk to someone? And you're right. You know this very well. Your activism, Jim Miller knows this. Activism doesn't get you anywhere. It's a lot of work for not a lot of reward. It's kind of, thankless work. But to some people, it's a calling,
Yeah.
So thank you for all of your activism and Jim Miller and, everyone else who's been doing this for decades. And, Ed Fortune and, just a lot of the people that really care about this and have their own positions, but it's important to them, and that's good. We need more people who really care about it for whatever reason.
And thank you, too. Let me ask you a question. You were doing the apple cider donut runs, looking for different apple cider donuts. Who's got the best apple cider donuts in Morris County or in New Jersey?
Morris County, Hacklebarney Farms, I think, or Hacklebarney Orchards, I forget. But yeah, Hacklebarney's got the best in Morris County. The best that I had so far, I think Terhune Orchard in Princeton is pretty darn good. They're sort of ranking as my number one right now.
Really?
And then I think in Medford, there's Donaldson's Corner Farms. Maybe I'm messing up that name. They're very good also. Them and Terhune are sort of a very close 1 and 2, and Hacklebarney is kind of a distant number 3. But I still have a few more places to go. I've taken pause here as I've been putting on a few too many pounds with this donut tour.
Yeah.
But, no, it's not over yet. I think a different magazine put out their 6th best and in the state. So I've had 3 of those. I want to try the other 3 and then a few other places people have mentioned. But, Terhune is definitely very good. Donaldson's closer to Philadelphia. Bedford, that's pretty good. Morris County, Hacklebarney is pretty solid. And I've heard by the shore, Delicious Orchard is next on my list. Delicious Orchard is supposed to be pretty good. I think they're in Colts Neck. Yeah, Colts Neck.
Yeah, I want to hit that one up too.
Yeah, we should go get a donut sometime.
Sounds good, man.
Talk revolution, but I'll let you know. I want to schedule this thing about getting home grow at the State House. I think Peter Rosenfeld had one a couple years ago, and we haven't done anything since then. But I think it'd be good to try to get some of the different organizations together. The coalition, you guys, other people, because it is a war. There's a war going on cannabis here, and if we just say like, "Hey, everything you guys are saying is great. Let's do this," we're not going to get enough change. We need to get home grow back. I'd like to get the coalition demanding home grow too. No legalization without home grow. I'd like to hear them echoing that feeling.
Let's do it.
Because there's a lot of people that are not going to be able to afford it. You can legalize it. Guess what? There's going to be a lot of people that are sick. There's going to be a lot of people that are not affluent that are not going to be able to purchase it. And I know the government doesn't think so, but we matter too. They matter. Everyone should have access to a plant, that we can all grow. And it's weird for me. I've been a master gardener in a couple states, and it tells me I can't grow anything. I can grow a whole orchard of apples if I want. I can grow whatever. But the one plant I'm not allowed to grow is the only plant I've been prescribed as medicine in 3 different states. So there's just something that's inherently wrong, queer about this. It's just not right. There's something
right.
wrong about
it. Yeah, it's our inalienable rights that are being violated.
There's only one plant I've been prescribed as medicine, and that's the one plant I can't grow. It's just very bizarre. Any other plant can grow. No one said like, "Hey, Sanjay, you need to grow strawberries for your health reasons." No one's ever said you need to do this or eat apples or whatever. But yeah, this one plant, cannabis, that I've been prescribed in California, Illinois, New Jersey, I can't grow it, even though I've been told this is the medicine I need. So it's just the laws don't make sense.
What happens if you buy some weed from the dispensary and a seed is in your weed and it falls out into your lawn by mistake? What happens? You're going to go to jail, right? That's ridiculous.
That's a felony. Yeah, that's definitely a felony. They're also probably going to be growing like an inbred plant that might be hermaphroditic. If a female plant produced a male flower and then pollinated itself, it's not going to be very good medicine.
I wouldn't think so.
No, I know people that have done that. They've grown seeds from the dispensaries and things, but it's okay. But it's kind of just like, it's sort of like if you had a baby with yourself. It's going to be a lot like you, Lefty, but it's going to be kind of messed up.
Oh my God, Sanjay, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, bro.
For sure, dude. For sure. Thanks for letting me talk and rant here for a bit. Appreciate it.
Do you have anything to plug, like your soil, or do you have a website for that?
Yeah, there's a sweetvirginiasoil.com. Right now I'm working more on this Cannabis Wars Alliance. The Sweet Virginia Soil, I'm working towards more just horticultural consultancy more than just the soil production. I still make soil for people on an individual basis, sort of based on what they need. But yeah, right now I'm trying to put more energy into the Cannabis Wars Alliance, getting that organized into a nonprofit and trying to hold politicians more accountable to reasonable cannabis laws.
Sanjay, thank you, brother.
Thank you as well, Lefty.
Peace.
Have a nice day, dude.
You too. That guy is on the money. Very smart person. I love having smart people on the show to pick their brain, because I'm not so smart. But these people are. The people I talk to are very smart, and I like to listen to smart people. Somebody else called me while I was on the phone here. Who else was that? I'm going to call you right back. Sorry. Oh, come and dab with you. Dude, I'll come and dab with you. Dude, I'm doing a podcast now. Oh, shit, this isn't working. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play something from last night. This is amazing. This is, oh, cool. This was amazing. We went to the Brian Wilson concert, me and Mike, and we pulled into the parking lot, and the guy says to us, "Are you here for the concert or the council?" And we're like, "Council? There's a council meeting?" "Yeah." So, oh, hold on. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, Richie. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. Let me turn down the volume on this. So you like to talk to smart people, huh? Well, I'm a dumbass.
Oh, yeah. Why did you have to call? No, I'm just kidding.
It ruined everything.
We're on a roll with smart people.
Well, you gotta leave some room for idiocy. And here I am.
I'm the idiot here.
Okay, you can be the in it and I will be the Mo Ron.
Hey, Mo!
Hello. Hey, Mo. Shoot. Sounds like there's some soil being made and some ideas about legalizing cannabis in New Jersey again. You know what kills me sometimes about this legalization thing? It's really not legalizing, it's re-legalizing.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but what I wanted to talk to you about is you and Bongholio, the socially conscious water pipe, and the New York Harvest Festival.
Yes, Bongholio will be at the New York Harvest Fest. I'm so excited. Ooh, yeah! Woo!
Oh, yeah. You guys will be there on Saturday. I spoke to Rob. He's very much looking forward to you guys doing your thing. You'll be a lot of time to sing and do what you need to do.
Oh, boy.
As soon as I told him you would be there early Saturday, he goes right on it. Perfect. We'll fit him in.
It'll be me, Mike, and Aubrey, and I think that might be that's it. Just three of us.
Yeah, whoever you bring. They're not going to join you. You guys are speakers and actors. I'll be speaking on Saturday, too. I just don't know when.
Okay. Okay.
But for all those people out there who don't know about New York Harvest Fest and Freedom Fair, the 22nd one, that's how long this has been going on. I've been involved for the past 15 or 16 years with this event.
Wow.
And what it is it's definitely a music type thing, but more so it is about the prohibition laws of cannabis in the United States and the things that we're trying to accomplish to oppose those laws. You're going to hear speakers from all over the country. Timothy Tyler is going to be there, who was pardoned by Obama for a non-violent drug offense, and his story is just heartbreaking. 26 years in prison for, I think it's way too long for what he did. He was 7. But he can tell his own story. There's going to be several speakers of note there, including you, Mr. Lefty.
Well, I'll be speaking in between songs.
Oh, there you go, man. How many songs you guys got these days?
Probably like 12.
Okay. Well, try and pick your best with a KTEL record of the month. Whatever, man.
What do we get, a half hour?
I think you got about 15. Okay, I think you guys got about 15 minutes.
15 minutes? All right. We can bang out as many songs as we can in 15 minutes.
Yeah, dude, that's a rough estimation. You could probably go longer, really. And anyone out there who's listening to the podcast, should you want tickets for this event, Lefty has tickets. They cost $80 now. They're $100 the day of the show. I also have tickets. I'm easily found on Facebook. My name is Rich Murawski. And I have them in hand. I'll deliver them, or I'll meet you someplace. I live kind of centralized here in New Jersey. Also, for that matter, should you get the money to me and not be able to pick up the tickets, I could leave them at will call for you for the day of show. I'll put you on a list.
You live in Spotswood, where they actually banned our medicine. Oh, that town.
Oh, yeah. They suck. Well, I mean, in their own defense, I don't know where the fuck they would put a place here, but, for a growing facility. But as far as a satellite one, there's absolutely no excuse not to have one here in town. There's so many open storefronts. And I don't think it's going to cause any problems here at all. But this is an incredibly conservative little white bread town. Excuse the expression, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're very uptight.
Yeah, they sure are.
I'm sure you can attest to that.
Yeah, I used to live in Helmetta. I know.
Hey, man, remember that one guy that was at the council meeting? And you took a photograph and sort of photo shamed him?
The guy giving us the finger?
No, that was funny from last night. No. That was this fucking Shrek-looking motherfucker giving me a bent finger. I guess he's broken a couple of times. No, I'm talking about the council member who had sort of did a video capture of him just sort of sitting there, and he was really rotund. I'm being kind.
Oh, and his stomach was hanging out. Yeah. He was offending me. He's a councilman representing us, and his friggin' stomach is hanging out. He's wearing a little shirt too short for his big belly, and his belly, I can see his belly button. He's up there with his big belly hanging out. Kind of like what I'm doing right now on the podcast.
And then he got really mad at you. Didn't he? Didn't he write something like, say something to you about
they said something.
It wasn't very nice what you did, Mr. Lefty, sir.
Yeah, but then I came back with, he's representing us. He should, have more respect for us because he's,
have some more respect for the elected office you hold there.
You're an elected official. I can almost see your I can see your belly, and a little lower. It's kind of gross.
I don't think he's seen that part of his fucking body in a really long time. So what else has been going on there, Lefty?
Oh, we had a great night last night. Me and Mikey went to see Brian Wilson. Oh, man.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. But
what did you guys see him in Red Bank or something?
Red Bank, and we went there, and there was a council meeting, we found out, before the concert. So what do? We go to the council meeting.
Nice. They must have... Oh, really? I didn't get to see all the council meetings. I was doing other work and stuff, but... Why did Mike say thank you? Why does Mike need to say thank you to the Red Bank Council, or should I wait for Mike to tell that?
They actually allowed dispensaries in Red Bank. It was unanimous that they said, okay, we're going to allow dispensaries here in our town.
That's awesome.
So we thanked them.
Awesome.
We went there to thank them, and we did. It was great.
Now, I wonder who's going to take up that opportunity, because if they don't, they're foolish. There's so much traffic in Red Bank, it's not even funny, man. I could see it right on Broad Street. Or Mama Street. That'd be great.
There's spots. They tried to, they'll find one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure they will, man. Poor Jim Miller standing out in the rain.
He's amazing. Thank you, Jim Miller.
Everyone who loves Jim Miller, raise your hand.
Yay!
Yeah, I think the very first time I met Jim Miller was, it was a really long time ago. It was at a normal event in New York City at Washington Square Park. And then we sort of crisscrossed paths, because I was running around doing my advocacy thing, and so was he. And then we met up at the Harvest Festival again. He goes, hey, I remember you. I'm like, yeah, I remember you too, dude. And after that, we just became pretty good friends. I like Jim an awful lot. He's an advocate.
Yeah, he's been doing this forever.
Oh, indeed. And he is ceaseless in his motivation to make sure that people who are sick are treated properly. And I got nothing but love for Jim.
I know.
Nothing but love. Great guy.
I don't listen to too many people, but I listen to Jim.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Shoot. So it looks like we're going to have a whole bunch of great bands up at the New York Harvest Festival. One of which that I will note, just because I want to, is a band called Dogs in a Pile. It's a band that I work for and with. They're an amazing group of musicians, young fellows. None of them are older than 21. They have amazing talent and reputation. They'll be playing there Saturday at the New York Harvest Festival and Freedom Fair in Mount Vision, New York, Saturday, October 12th, 5 p.m. to 6:30 on the main stage. But please stick around. There's lots of other great acts. Right after them there's a band called Earth, which is an awesome Black Sabbath cover band. And after them there's another band called Schism. And they're by far the best Tool band, cover band, tribute, whatever you want to call it, I've ever seen. They sound exactly like them. Following them is a band called The Schwag, which has a national following. They're a great tribute band. Should be great. Should be a very good time.
And Bongholio's headlining by Bongholio. That's going to be fun.
Oh, before I forget, here's the other really cool part about the 22nd Harvest Fest Freedom Fair is the venue that it's at. It's at a working cannabis farm in upstate New York. They sell all kinds of cannabis products, clothing, tinctures, CBD oils, you name it, and it's all organically grown.
So wait, we're going to a pot field?
A pot field, it's an entire pot farm. There's acres of it.
We're going to a farm where there's acres of pot?
Yeah, like pot, hemp.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's where we're at this year. They just got done harvesting a whole bunch of plants. I'm sure they're still in the middle of it. But I'm sure there will be tons and tons and tons of CBD products there at a very reasonable cost.
Can I run through? Can I run through the cannabis fields naked?
Sure, as long as you let me take video. No problem.
Dude, I'll be taking video. I'll be taking a selfie.
You can be taking a selfie?
While I'm running naked through the cannabis field.
Nice.
I'm serious.
You should really attach a GoPro to your appendage.
To my what? Ew.
Get a bouncing viewpoint as you're running through the field of cannabis naked.
I won't be bouncing. It'll be pretty. I'll be looking at the sky.
Yes. Peering at the sky.
It'll be pointing at the sky, my appendage, as I'm running through the cannabis field. You get it? You get it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow. The cannabis field, bro.
Yeah, they have.
Bongholio's going to play in a cannabis field. Ah!
How cool would that be? If you could, that would be great. If there is still plants up by next weekend, I hope there are, because it gets kind of cold up there. But if we could get, or you could get Bongholio just walking through the cannabis field, strumming on a guitar and singing, that would be outrageous.
Oh, man. This is going to be great.
Well, here's the other thing. In the event that they have harvested everything, which would not be unusual at that time of year, you could probably, I'll make sure you meet the guy who owns the place. You could probably come back next year and just walk around in the fields and film as much as you want. You won't give a shit.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, you could really do this thing up right. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Have multiple camera views and stuff.
Yes.
Make like a real video out of it. You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what's wrong with your truck, homeboy?
Broken shock.
That makes for a rough ride.
It was bad. Yeah, it's starting to. The back end started swiveling around. And I'm like, that's it. Now I gotta bring it in now.
Nah, it's gotta go into the shop, man. You're gonna wind up killing somebody.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, especially in the wet weather. No way. No, thank you.
So you don't like the wet weather?
Man,
you don't like the wet weather?
Well, no.
Sorry. Not sorry. He was going to get me. If I didn't get him, he would have got me. All right, so listen to this. Last night, we go to the Brian Wilson concert. Me and Mikey. So we pull into the parking lot, and the guy says to us, council or concert? And we're like, there's a concert? I mean, there's a council? It turns out that right across the street from the Count Basie Theater, there was a council meeting at the Red Bank Council. So, yeah, we went. That's always fun. And Red Bank actually approved cannabis dispensaries, so we went there to thank them, and it was amazing. And Mikey got to tell his story, which was amazing, which I love when he does this. And, yeah, we're going to let you hear this from last night. This is pretty cool. Check this out. This is... Watch this. Oh, hold on. Get rid of that. All right. Let's see.
Can you spell that? The last name, VINTZI, LEOS.
Thank you.
Okay.
Your address?
I'm from from South Amboy now. I just actually moved yesterday.
Sure, if you just state your name and address for the record.
Mike Vingileos, 264 John Street, South Amboy.
Thank you.
I'm a medical cannabis patient here in New Jersey. I have a story of getting off of opiates that I'd like to share with you tonight. First off, I'd also like to thank you. This is a council who voted favorable for medical cannabis. So maybe you get to also deserve my story because I'm proud of the progress that where I come and where I continue to go. So thank you for voting in favor. But I, for a long time, over a decade, I struggled with opiate addiction. I'm sure you've heard stories that are probably somewhat similar to mine. Started off where I was being prescribed painkillers from a doctor. And it wound up getting prescribed more and more. The tolerance wound up going up. And before I knew it, actually, the doctor wound up getting cut off. Not me, the doctor got cut off. So it wound up pushing me to the streets, started buying pills on the streets. That became too expensive. And before long, I started using heroin. I was snorting it at first. I felt like I wasn't as screwed up as maybe the people around me because I was snorting it. And always felt that maybe I wasn't as bad as I was. Before I knew it, I was shooting it. And I was addicted to heroin for over 10 years. On and off, when I was off of the heroin, I was on the methadone clinic, which is another horrible existence. I was on 130 milligrams of methadone, which was the last bit of the opiate run that I was on. It was the hardest thing to try to get off of it. I had tried to get off of opiates many different times through the normal traditional methods that you see in recovery that have a lack of success rate. There's a lot of frauds in these industries. They're not treating you as people. They're treating you as a number. They're seeing you as dollar signs. There's a lot of frauds in Monmouth County, Ocean County, all within the recovery industry. And I had tried. I always had the will to do it. I just couldn't do it through those traditional methods. I tried. When I discovered medical cannabis, what it did was it made me realize that I was able to take less of the methadone. Again, that was the last run of opiates I was on. 130 milligrams I was on. I got off of all of that within 6 months. No doctor would tell you to do that within that kind of time period. They would never suggest to do that. But I had the will, and I just needed a little bit of a crutch because the withdrawal symptoms were beyond hard to deal with. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So when I started using the medical cannabis, I started realizing I don't have to take as much of this methadone. I'd go through halfway through the day, and I'd realize I didn't even take it in the morning. Then I would take half of the dose, and before long, after 6 months, 130 milligrams, I knocked it in the ass, out. And I credit medical cannabis a lot to that. So I'm very proud to tell you my story. I'm over 18 months clean, opiate free. Super proud of that. I do, thank you. And I do credit cannabis, medical cannabis, a lot to that. It helped me get off of it. It continues to help me stay off of it. And I'm super proud. Again, I originally was going to say Point Pleasant as my address, but I just moved to South Amboy. I just got my own apartment. So I continue to progress. I'm super proud of it. Wasn't too long ago before I was in a super toxic home environment back in December of last year. I was able to get out of that, and that was after being clean from opiates for a long time, because you have to change your environment, change your surroundings, change all those things. And again, I credit medical cannabis a lot to that. So if any council deserves to maybe hear a story of success, maybe you guys did. I speak to a lot of councils and they banned it, and a lot of them will look down and they're not even looking you in the face when you try to tell your story. And it is what it is, but I appreciate to speak in front of a council who voted favorable for medical cannabis. So again, I just wanted to share my story with you all. And thank you for letting me talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes, my name is Lefty Grimes from Bayonne. And we were here for the Brian Wilson concert, and we weren't going to come here. We just found out there was a council meeting here, and we're like, oh, Red Bank actually is favorable towards cannabis. We have to thank them, because most councils, they don't care about the sick and the dying. They're looking at it as a different thing, and I fight for the sick and the dying. I fight for the children with epilepsy, the people who drop seizures, the vets that we have to support them. So thank you so much, each and every one of you, for because it was unanimous to allow and to have compassion. One thing, please fix the handicap door, the first one. It's broken. That's all. Thank you guys so much. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Thank you.
Remember them. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah, that was the beginning of our night. Good stuff, man. Let's see if I can give Mikey a call here. My phones aren't working too well here. Oh, Kevin. Tried to call you, Kevin. I'll call you, Kevin. Let's call Mikey. Let's see if this is working. Mikey.
Hey, what up?
Hey, man.
What's going on, man?
You're on the air on our podcast here. What's going on, brother?
Right on, man. I'm just at lunch right now, working on my lunch break. Ready to eat some wings.
Oh, yummy.
Heck yeah, man.
Dude, last night was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, man. Super fun night, man. I woke up laughing. I woke up cracking up.
Me too.
It was just so funny. I don't know what part. I don't know. I have too many favorite parts of the night. I really enjoyed. Okay, all right. Let me start. I think the best part that we started off with was pulling into that lot, and then the guy saying, "Concert or council meeting?"
Yeah.
Concert or council meeting? What? It's so funny.
Her two favorite things.
Yep. And then the guy who we were talking to in the parking lot was super cool. He was really up to speed on federal regulations involving handicap spots and all that stuff. So we had a little discussion with him.
What did he say to us when we first pulled in? What did he say to us about federal law?
He said, when you said to him, he said, I have a handicap placard. Is there a spot for me? He points you in the direction, and as you make the turn, he goes, I ain't messing with no federal law. So we knew we were in good company there, too.
We had a good conversation with him.
Yeah, we had a great conversation with that guy. He was a really, really nice guy.
He has a sick daughter. His daughter is very sick.
His daughter's very sick. He was pretty passionate about the way he treated his parking lot with handicap spaces and all that stuff. He gave us a couple other examples on why he's respectful of it, you know. And then interestingly enough, the guy makes frickin' art projects out of sonic tubes.
Yeah, the same thing you make Bongholio out of, he uses to make cannons.
Now, I don't think if anybody really understands the significance to that. Like, maybe you're hearing the words that I'm saying, but, like, let me just say it one more time. This guy in the parking lot is the only other dude, probably in the state, that makes art projects out of sonic tubes. So he showed me his. He's making these really cool Bluetooth freaking censored cannons, which were, like, super cool, shooting out skulls or whatever. Then I showed him my sonic tube. We immediately gained a little more respect for each other at that moment. And
you showed each other your tubes?
we showed each other our tubes. Oh, no. Well, we did. And then we became more friendly. Think about that. We showed each other our tubes, and then we were super hit it off. We met a lot of bros last night too. Everybody was like a bro.
Oh my
and then
God.
we get into the Brian Wilson concert, right? And a guy next to us, right? The opening act plays their songs or whatever, and then in between the act, before Brian Wilson comes on, the guy next to Lefty is listening to Lefty doing a live stream, and he starts getting all up in our business, asking us if we're going to talk during the concert. So we had fun. We just had a little back and forth with the guy, and the whole thing ended us, and all of us in a three-way trifecta bro hug, all bonding over the fact that we're all cannabis patients, and we all got super baked for the show. It's like just so hilarious.
He was trolling us.
He was doing a live troll. And my favorite part was when you stayed silent, and you were like, all right, you know, we're just going to have some dead air time. And it was like 10 seconds of silence. And then the guy goes, I'm doing a live stream. I think that was my favorite part of the whole night. Because he was having fun with it. He was having fun. He wasn't really upset.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, that's why it was so funny.
Let me find it. Let me see if it's here.
I have too much fun, man, when I'm with you. That was super fun.
One thing after another, man.
I know, man. The fucking Red Bank Council meeting was super awesome. I love speaking to a council that's receptive, you know?
And that one councilwoman, she was like going up against it with the Jewish holiday. Wow.
No, not at all. She wasn't having it. You know what? And rightfully so. Whatever. Especially if you bring that up as a point to talk about, and everybody else is just shooting you down for even bringing it up, you're gonna feel cornered too.
Yep.
They mentioned over and over slippery slope. It's a slippery slope we're going down. Just having the discussion. It should never be a slippery slope to have a discussion.
Right. Yeah.
But she was nice. Just try to reach out to her today.
I will. I definitely will, because I agree with her. They should have that holiday. If the schools are off, then the council's off.
Yeah, I think that's natural.
I mean, if it was in a Jewish neighborhood, that would definitely be over. They would not have it. If it was in Lakewood or another town where it's high population of Jewish people, there would be no council meeting.
Right. I mean, at the very little, it's something to consider. It's something worth discussing. It's not a slippery slope to discuss it.
No. It's funny.
Dude, they must have said that like 8 different times too.
Yeah.
But it was funny, man. I was all jacked up on the energy from that council meeting when we got into the concert. So it was just like a constant, just like cycle of good times. It was so much fun.
And I think we saw Brian Wilson's last show. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, he definitely is not playing anymore ever. Never. I literally thought he was going to walk off the stage and go die. Like he's 75 years old. I give the man beyond credit. You know, he's been at it forever. And he had a nurse with him, walking him up on stage with the walker. And, not for nothing, but what a cool-ass grandfather. I mean, shit.
Oh,
75 years old, rocking out, even if he was missing cues or whatever, you know?
It was amazing. I'd rather see him than see the Beach Boys. Although I like the Beach Boys, I'd rather see Brian Wilson.
Yeah. Yep.
With the walker.
Yeah,
missing cues.
With the walker.
Yeah, all that. Give me it all.
Heck yeah, man. That was great. I mean, they did pretty much kind of like, it was almost like they brought him out there and propped him up and like freaking stuck a stick behind his back so he would just stay there. And, he dances with his hands. He's a hand dancer. So that's awesome. I love that. He dances while making like shapes with his hands, like boxes and squares and circles.
I really like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
He could have had a puppet show.
Cool, man.
Maybe next year he'll do a puppet show. Don't even perform, just do a puppet show. Have the band play.
Oh my God, dude! If you just muted one of his concerts, it would look like he was doing a puppet show between the right hand and the left hand. That's exactly what it would look like.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Oh man. That is funny, man. So what, are you doing the podcast from home because of the truck and shit?
Yeah, that truck sounded bad yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, man, it sure did, man. You gonna get that repaired, I guess, obviously?
Yeah, dude, it's done.
Yeah, man.
But Jim Miller's down at the State House, so we're in good hands.
Yeah, I seen that. That's awesome, man. He is the best, man. He don't stop. He don't quit.
Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
So we went to your new pad yesterday, and we christened it.
Yep. My new pad, which is super kick-ass, which I christened, yep. Super happy about that. Anybody who's not happy can go kiss my ass, and life is good.
Yeah, man. We got the Harvest Fest coming up. I'm psyched.
Yep, that's going to be super cool. Yep, I know you're pumped about that. That's going to be fun as hell.
Woohoo!
Yeah, man.
They want us there early so we can perform longer, I guess. So the earlier we go, the better.
Cool, man.
And
that's fun.
There's a pot field up there, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You were telling me that. It's super, super awesome. I'm actually really, really pumped about that. I'm glad all that's coming together.
I want to run through the pot field naked. I don't know about you.
If you're doing it, I'm doing it naked, man. I will get naked after you, right? And I will run past you. I will run past you. I'll be like, I'm farther.
I can't
run naked too, and I'm farther.
I can't run fast.
Yep.
Stop and...
You know what? In a pot field, I don't know, man. I could start seeing you really pick up some speed to get to the other side of the rainbow.
Oh, you stop and smell the flowers.
Mm-hmm. Oh man! All right, listen, I gotta go because my lunch just came out and I gotta eat these wings and shit.
What are you eating? What kind of wings?
I'm eating.
Yes, got him. Got him. All right, let's see the interaction between this guy. This is great interaction here. I love this. They're growing it up over there.
It's awesome.
I love this. Watch that hand, dude. Watch that hand. You see, we deal with all kinds of people.
All the time.
This is just typical of New Jersey.
All the time. But me and Lefty, we've been around the block. We know when there's a real enemy. He's not a real enemy.
No,
he's like
just
a friend.
Yeah,
he's just a friend.
He's all right.
You know.
This guy's all right. He's just trying to have fun.
Him. He's just trying to have fun, too.
This is how he has fun.
He has fun. We have fun.
I like when he gives us the finger. I like that.
That was cool. That's how I feel loved.
I love this. I don't want to go offline now. Sorry, you're gonna have dead air because I'm not shutting this off.
I'm a live streamer.
I'm a live streamer.
He didn't say nothing. He's back on.
I'm a live streamer.
Complete silence, right? Complete silence. Me and him saying nothing. And all of a sudden, Doofus over here, freaking Captain Doofus over here.
Well, you keep showing me. I should, you know, I got to do my act too. You know, since you're on the live stream, you know, I got to do my shtick. You know, these guys are both drunks. Probably on
Marijuana.
No, I smoke marijuana.
Then we should have got high before. Then we
should have got high.
See, that's where we went wrong. That's where we made the left turn. We all needed to get high before the show.
So the bottom line is
to smoke weed with everybody.
Okay, now he smokes weed too.
We got to get him high.
He smokes weed too.
Let's get him.
So now it's like a huge misunderstanding where if things had just started off on a different foot, like he smokes too. So we probably, if we had known this, we would have got high with this guy, this gentleman. Now I want to refer to him as a gentleman.
I like him now.
Because I'm very respectful for him and his choices that he makes. So we would have gotten high together and we would have had a great time. Well, I mean, I'm having a great time, but I think he would have had having more of a great time with us.
Cannabis. Yeah, we needed some cannabis together. That's what we needed. Next time.
I'm gonna do more next time.
Oh, did you smoke before the show?
I took some edibles, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, that's good. I didn't get that.
Totally a bro.
All right.
Love this guy.
It is. You have pain like I do.
I do. Yeah. I have a medical marijuana card.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, we do too. I actually carry mine around my.
He's got his right there.
I carry mine here.
Where do you get your what's your dispensary?
Breakwater.
Yeah, me too.
I like Breakwater. Me too. They're the best, pretty much. Good price.
How long you been a patient for?
Since April.
Good for you. Good for you.
It's really hot. Like I used to take, what's that stuff? That blue pill that.
Roxicodone?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was on that shit for 10 years.
The
Adderall?
Aleve. I used to take like 8 a day.
Dude,
I'm on 0 now.
That'll kill your liver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's really bad.
It's nasty.
And now you take none.
None.
See, that's the thing. We deal with a lot of patients all around the state, and a lot of people have similar success stories that are reducing the amount of the intake of other pharmaceuticals and everything like that. And each story in itself is very compelling. And when you quantify all those stories together, it almost feels like no one's listening because it's a true avenue. It's a real avenue, a medication for actual. You know, now the state recognizes it as opiate use disorder medication. Everybody else should get on board if they really want to curb this epidemic. The answer is there. It's just a matter of implementing it.
Yeah. I mean, as far as pain goes, it's like 90% gone. Wow. Which is... That's amazing. And I'm not taking any medicine, so it's just medical marijuana.
Awesome. What'd they have you on? What kind of, any opiates or not?
No opiates, but just like... you gotta take the Tylenol and the freaking, leaves and...
You mostly use edibles? You like the edibles as the...
I like the edibles, yeah.
You gotta make them yourself, though.
I do. Yeah. I make Jolly Rancher edibles.
Like Jeff? That's what Jeff does. The same thing. That's what Jeff does. You take the actual Jolly Rancher?
You microwave it and melt it?
I do it on the stove in a double boiler.
Okay, yeah, just melt it down, put your oil in, and just put it back together.
Put the concentrate in.
Yeah,
what?
Man. See that?
See
that?
See how cannabis brings people together?
And I swear, I knew he was a bro.
See, I knew it. I knew you were a
Say
bro.
that on camera.
I knew you were a bro. Now we're friends. Now we're cool.
Can we hug? Can we have a hug?
Yes. We're gonna smoke up too.
Here, let's
We're gonna
hug.
smoke up.
Get on this hug. He's a cannabis patient. We all use cannabis. That's where we went wrong. We didn't know that.
Yeah, we didn't use our cannabis before the show. Next time. We'll use it after. Cool.
This dude's laughing his ass
I know.
He's laughing his ass off. He's
Too
like,
funny.
oh, they're not fighting.
They're not fighting anymore. Oh, they never were fighting.
They never were.
That wasn't serious.
No, it's. I just, I have a thing about people talking during concerts.
No, I know, me too.
I'm a Grateful Dead head. I go to a lot of Dead shows and stuff. And all they do, a lot of people talk. Like,
yeah.
No, I hear you. If you want to talk, go talk somewhere else.
Yeah, go outside.
Right. Go talk in the hallway or outside or whatever.
I mean, I'm not apologizing because I'm an animated person. I'm just eccentric. I got a lot of energy. I try to deplete it over the course of the day, and I do my best at it. I try my best. I really do. I feel like I've done good today, too.
Are you on medical cannabis still?
Yes,
Yeah.
we both are.
Yeah.
We just went to the council meeting.
We just went to the council meeting
tell
over in
them.
Red Bank,
Yeah, tell them.
and we just shared our story. Yeah, we're very passionate about this. We take it very serious. I guess it's a little reward time for a lot of the work we've done over the past. I mean, he's been doing this forever. I've been doing it religiously for like the past year.
Longer than that.
Longer than that, but I mean, real, full force for myself or whatever, But it's something that we're very passionate about. It brings us out to these meetings all week, all on the year.
We thank them. We thank Red Bank because they were allowing dispensaries in Red Bank. They zoned them out. Yeah, they zoned them out, and then they brought them back. They said you can have dispensaries. That's all. It's compassion.
And they were receptive.
Do you live in this area?
My friend lives in Locust. I got friends in Locust, so yeah. I'm here all the time. Mikey, you're from, you used to be from down south.
Yeah.
moved.
I actually just moved yesterday. Another part of my success story. I just shared my story with the council over there. And I used to take opiates. They turned to heroin. And I was doing that for over 10 years, on and off, with methadone. And I just told them the story. I tell all these councils that are willing to listen to my story. And it was the only thing that helped me get off of all the methadone with the withdrawal symptoms. They were a bitch. They were unbearable. And I needed that little bit of a crutch, if you want to call it a crutch. And I'm proud of my story. That's why I go around and I share it. We all have success stories. 18 months, over 18 months, opiate free. And I credit a lot of that to cannabis, which is the story that I share. I'm proud of that.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. 10 years I was on Roxicodone. I have cervical stenosis. I had the surgery. I didn't take any opiates for the surgery. I used cannabis. Cannabis suppositories, cannabis oil, edibles, no opiates. I had a 2-level fusion, artificial disc, no.
You did through it.
I'm a mess.
I just ruptured my Achilles. That's it.
Oh, that's why you're here?
Well, I had an infection in my
Holy
leg.
shit!
I got another one on the other side too.
Ow!
And the antibiotics they gave me to cure the infection, the side effect is it specifically weakens your Achilles tendon. So about.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. So I.
They know this too. They fucking know this shit.
Yeah, they know it.
They know.
They know it.
Oh my god.
So I'm at work, got cured from the infection, and all of a sudden, boom! It felt like I'm shot.
Were you just walking though when it happened?
Just walking. Blew out my Achilles. That was painful as heck. And it still isn't right. It's not right.
It's not going to be right for like a year.
Very painful.
Yeah, it takes a year.
Oh, it's been since 13 I did this. It's been
2013?
Yeah.
So it's been freaking
6 years.
6 years. Wow.
Yeah, it's messed up for a while, forever, I think. But at least I'm not in that pain. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That pain drives you crazy.
It does. It changes you. It does change your personality sometimes. It makes you angry. It could.
It's always there. It doesn't go away.
Yep. You get short
You
tempered.
know what I'm talking
I know.
about.
I'm in
You guys
pain.
know.
I'm in pain all the time.
I do repetitive labor, I'll always have that same kind of constant pain from repetitive labor. I haven't, fortunately, I haven't had any surgeries or anything like that. But I mean, everyone talks about an opiate epidemic. There's also, you know, a pain epidemic that people experience, especially as they get older. And if they're doing repetitive labor, there's going to be a toll that it takes on your body. And using the cannabis as an alternative to painkillers, which are not meant to be taken over a long period of time, it's not only a viable option, it is the option. Some people say in the recovery industry, oh, well, they'll talk about cannabis or anything. Oh, well, what works for some might not work for others. Well, cannabis is actually a medication that can work for all, and it should.
And the big pharma, of course, you know, they'll fight you tooth and nail on the effects. You know, it leads to other drugs, it leads to this, that. It doesn't. I don't desire to do anything else. I don't desire to take opioids or even over-the-counter pain medicine. I'm fine the way I am with cannabis.
That's why you went from 8 Aleve to none.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Aleve.
That's a lot of Aleve.
It's not good for your liver, dude.
Saving your liver by not
Yeah.
taking them.
Yeah, dude.
And I was doing that for years.
All right. Woo!
Wow, that's a big round. Yeah, the Wonderments.
So yeah, that was our new friend that we met at the Brian Wilson concert.
There's Jardine.
Yes.
Right there. Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And here they are walking.
Wow, he's here.
Brian Wilson out.
He's definitely here. There he is. Yeah.
This is great. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he had a nurse and a walker. Here he comes.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, what a night, man. That was fun night. Good stuff. Patrick Duff. I didn't know you called. Actually, I did see that. I saw someone called. It was Mr. Duff. We got to call the Duffster. Duffster is one of those smart people I like talking to that I was telling you about. He's one of them. He's one of the smart guys I look to. Let's find him on here. Mr. Duff. Let's see if this thing works. Probably not. It's working. Oh, my God. My phones are working. Yay.
Hello, Mr. Grimes.
Mr. Duff, you're on the air. How you doing, buddy?
I'm on the air.
On the air. We're podcasting.
I feel like there should have been like a pre-call, like to make sure I didn't have.
Well, you
food in
called.
my mouth.
You called me first.
I know I called you. I wanted to see why you weren't in Trenton. I mean,
My truck broke down.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm stuck here in Hanover.
Well, getting ready to move to Conacher.
What's that?
I'm getting ready to move my location.
Really?
Yeah, we're moving to a really big location. We're going to have a game room. We're going to have a podcast studio on site. We're going to have a medicating area for patients and then a non-medicating area for non-patients, you know, so people can just chill.
Yeah.
It's going to be really great, man. Big CBD store. Like I said, the podcast studio, so we'll be doing a podcast daily there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Where is this location at? Nearby?
It's right around the corner from my old location. It's going to be called, it's at 2620 Martha Street in Philadelphia, 2620 Martha. We'll be open on October 30th, the grand opening. We're still open at 2516 Frankfurt Avenue, but we'll be open at 2620 Martha on October 30th as the grand opening.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. How's everything going for you?
It's going great. We went to see Brian Wilson last night. We went to a council meeting before the concert to thank them for allowing cannabis in Red Bank. Amazing. It's a great night. Yeah.
I love it.
So what's going on with you? Tell me, what's going on with you in Pennsylvania?
Well, Pennsylvania just actually, there was a bill that was just put up, I believe, yesterday. Another legalization bill. There's another bill, SB 350, and then a legalization bill yesterday that wanted to treat cannabis just like alcohol. So basically, it'll be state regulated, so it would suck. But you know, it's a move in the right direction. You got Tom Wolf saying he wants to legalize. Attorney General Josh Shapiro saying he wants to legalize. By the way, anybody that has like a case out there, like, you know, an actual criminal case, like, can use like that Attorney General's statements and the governor's statements as your evidence of, you know, a malfeasance of prosecution. Like, they can't prosecute you, you know, if they're sitting there talking about legalizing something and trying to make efforts to, you know, you bring that up to the jury. So I always thought about that. Like, now that they've come out in support of it, what does the Attorney General do on his prosecutions? You know, you support legalizing it? Why? Because you don't want to fill out the prison systems? Great. You going to fill out the prison systems? Which way are we going here? So, yeah, but...
Do you see what they're doing to that poor woman out in western Pennsylvania? Her name is Melissa Gass. And the judge is actually torturing this poor woman by taking away her medicine.
Was she the one that was, like, caught smoking?
She's on probation, and she's affected by that probation law that they passed. So the judge took away her cannabis and put her back on benzos and all these other dangerous drugs, and now she has drop seizures. Great. Drop seizures, Patrick.
It's really nice of them. No, I didn't see that actually, but and it's not a statewide law; it's a county law, right?
Yeah, probation for that county.
Yeah, so Philadelphia still accepts medical cannabis cards, which is good. But I've had patients call me literally yesterday, freaking out because their probation officer wanted to put them in jail. You know, even though they're a medical cannabis patient. So, you know, we have still got a long way to go, man. The stigma is so real that you know, in the 70s, right? So in the 70s, you had like literally the CIA and the FBI and the DEA. The DEA wasn't created yet, but all these different administrations that were like against pot, that made it illegal for people to actually put any scientific information out that was sponsored by the government that was positive. Right?
Yeah.
So we've had a lull on scientific research for so long, and now we're kind of into a good period of it where people are actually kind of investigating these things. But the crazy thing is, those that are investigating it now and the ones that seem to be gaining control of it are the same ones that had control of the industries that have no ethics. You know, which is scary. You know. So I think a lot of the whole vape thing, the vape cartridge thing, is to drive people towards the legal market and also drive people back towards the market of tobacco, the cigarettes. They lost $248 billion last year, tobacco and cigarettes, the vaping industries. So, and how many people died from cigarettes last year?
500,000?
500,000, yeah. So, and what, we have 40 or 28 vape deaths? Huh. What are we banning? What is going on here?
Well, big tobacco wants to take over the vape industry. That's what it is.
Well, then that's what's there, you know. And then the more people will die because they don't care. You know, that's what I'm saying about big cannabis too. So that's why it's kind of, you know, that's where Kevin Sabet kind of has some sort of a credence, but he plays it up to the 10th degree, you know. But he is right that big cannabis and big corporations don't give a shit about little people.
Well, these cannabis companies do have advisory boards that have patients on them, which I appreciate. And they are open to having union people come in there, and I think those are steps in the right direction.
Yeah. How
you
don't
sound,
want my opinion.
You don't sound, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, unions. To me, I've never really seen unions benefit anybody except for their own unions, like the people that run them. I mean, I've been at a union job where I sought union help, and union becomes a friend of the company, and they're corporate. They're corporatized. The unions shouldn't be friends with the companies they represent. You understand?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, they have to be adversarial in some ways. They can't become, buddy, and that's what's happened. The Labor Council, all these things are controlled by the companies that people are unionized inside of them. No offense to Hugh, but even them. So what happens is people who become unionized, then they're told to vote a certain way. Their dues are paid to support certain candidates that they have no choice in who it supports, right? And what happens, my personal opinion is unions are very important if they are to stand up for workers' rights, but that just doesn't seem to be happening. It seems more that unions stand up for job access for their union members rather than workers' rights for workers. And that's what unions were originally founded on. It wasn't a way to steal or I should say compartmentalize jobs. It was a way to make the employers more honest. It brought us an 8-hour workday. It brought us no child labor. It brought us, safe working conditions. That's what unions brought us. Now, what are they bringing us is the question. That's my whole thing is, okay, you brought us 82 jobs. Thanks. And you get paid for each one of those jobs you brought, right? So you actually have a vested interest in getting those jobs, but do you have a vested interest in giving those jobs better working conditions? Here in Philadelphia, here's an example. They had something called the Labor Peace Agreement in Philadelphia for the airport workers. The Labor Peace Agreement, which was sponsored by the local unions, made it so the airport workers couldn't strike nor protest. It was in the agreement. What power does a union have if they can't strike nor protest nor boycott? What do they have? So they conceded all their power to get what? To get more members, to get what? To get more money. So it's a business. That's what I see. So that's why I kind of scoff when somebody talks about the union and how New Jersey's great for bringing a union into medical marijuana. And no offense, I think it's a bunch of crap.
Well, I like the training aspect of it, where they give everyone training.
Do they?
Yeah, there are standards that they have to follow in the dispensary.
Standards to follow for what?
For not using pesticides, for one. That's a big one. Cleanliness.
Oh, come on.
Stuff like that.
Come on now.
I was a union guy for 16 years, so I appreciate it, what the unions have done.
Listen, I know. Listen, me too. I do. I appreciate what they've done. Just I don't see a lot of what they're doing. It's kind of where I'm at. But.
Well, yeah, you're in Philly, though. You got some crooked unions in Philly.
Seriously. I mean, John Dock controls the political force.
Yeah, I know. I'm not blind to all that.
But yeah, and I'm not blind to the fact that unions do good things. I'm more on the activist realm than the realm of acquiring more members.
Yeah, they're all scared of us. They all think we're going to call them out, and I probably will.
That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I think.
Who are you calling out now?
You know what? The next call out, then. Tanya, I'm preparing my article on Kevin Sabet right now. It's going to be brilliant.
Boo!
And, and I'm trying to figure out who this guy Will Jones III is too, who was just speaking in Camden County yesterday. He's a representative of SAM. So, but listen, I definitely call. I called you because I thought you weren't able to get a hold of Sanjay earlier. So I was like, all right, well, I'll help him and jump in as a guest.
Oh yeah, Sanjay is great.
He's awesome.
Yeah, very informative guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like he's a good example of something. Like, do the unions? I mean, the unions say they support home grow, but is it a part of the agenda? You know what I mean? Like part of their agenda, saying like, okay, well, we won't accept these jobs or won't do it unless you guys, as an industry, also support home grow. You know, like I don't know. The home grow thing to me is real big, especially for a guy like Sanjay. His story's like, you know, a guy that really knows what he's doing, went to college to do it, and he's not allowed to do it, and he could do it better than the guys that are doing it. Like, cheaper
in New
for
Jersey.
himself.
Yeah, I think he's on point with that. In New Jersey, though, we have these micro licenses in the new bill. They do address the micro licenses. So if they allow patients to get these micro licenses at a discount, I think that might help us.
What's the discount?
Like nothing.
Exactly. What's the discount?
Like for free?
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
$100 maybe at the most.
No way.
You know?
You got a better chance of seeing Jesus do the moonwalk across your living room right now.
Hold on. Let me go check.
He's not there.
Oh, man.
But hey, I got to get back to work and do some things. But yeah, man, I appreciate you out there doing your stuff.
Let me just say, I loved your skit. The guy coming home from the war with his friend and his father.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Good stuff, man. I never saw that before. That was great. You should put those out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
stuff.
we're just starting to kind of get it out there. It's a group I work with called Poetry in Motion, and the father of the soldier in that skit, the other father, his name's Will Little, is in a movie called Behind the Bullet right now, which just came out. It's winning all kinds of festival awards, but it's about people who go through gun violence, different aspects. One lady who tried to kill herself. You know, Will actually, when he was 18, killed somebody in a gunfight. And then the guy's brother, after he was in jail for 10 years, came to kill him in revenge, and they wound up becoming great friends and starting an anti-violence campaign together.
Wow.
So yeah. So there's no winners in gun violence. That was really what that skit was about. You know, like, so a lot of people who think, you know, the cop that shot somebody, like, kind of, they take that home. You know, like, that goes home with them. The person that gets shot might be the person that saved your son. Like I said, you know, just the whole thing. At this point, our society is so fragmented. You know, like, I was just saying to somebody, I said that it used to be where somebody like hated like an ideal, like the ideals were the hated thing. Now it's the people who have the ideal, like, could be your neighbor, brother, cousin, doesn't matter. If they have that ideal, they then are labeled as, you know, anti whatever it is that person wants to say, patriotic, American, you know, whatever it might be. And that's real dangerous. We got to get away from personalizing ideals, which most people don't even have a grasp on. They more have a grasp on the talking points. So, but yeah. So, well, I'll talk to you, man. You will be one of the first invited to the new podcast studio, so you can sit and we can do a show together.
Yes, awesome, man. I'm looking forward to that.
All right, brother. Have a great day, man.
Hey, what kind of equipment are you gonna have?
I don't know.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Let me see if this works. Bong bong, bong is the bomb. Bong bong, the 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 bong is the bomb. It goes. It goes. It goes. Bong bong, the bong is the bomb. 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 Everybody knows about the bomb. Bong bong, the bong is the bomb. Everybody knows about the bomb. Bong bong, the bong is the bomb. Bong bong, It goes. Bong, bong, the bong is the bong, bong, bong is the bong, bong is the bong. Okay, that's enough of that. Sorry, I had to do that. Just had to lay that down. Oh, that was not Patrick Duff. That was Lefty. Hold on, let me fix that. There we go. That's better. Mickey, tell Patrick that his last rooftop concert that he did, that bass riff, I want to use that for that song that's going to put us all in jail. I don't know if I told you about this. I'm not going to talk about it on the air, but there's a song. Ask your son about that we're going to do a song. I already wrote it years ago, and I need a beat, and he just did that beat on the roof. It was like boom bum bum boom bum 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 bum. It was a badass beat. We're gonna use that, and we're all gonna get thrown in jail for the song I'm gonna write. It's gonna be the best song ever, and we're all gonna get in trouble. So I know you're down with that. This is the other song I want to play. This is really good. This is a song about Craig Lynch. His father, Pothole Lynch, he died from pancreatic cancer. And Craig did a song, a memorial tribute to his dad, and it's an amazing, amazing song. And it's the first and only hip hop song that ever brought a tear to my eye. Hold on, check this out.
If you're watching this, I lost somebody that was dear to me, man. Right hand man. The only reason I am who I am today, man. July 6, 2019, George Matthew Lynch Jr. My pops, my dad, right hand best friend, hero. Shout out to Unison, man. The day he passed, he sent me this song, and I had to do it, man, to keep my dad alive forever. You already know it's Craig Lynch, man. Follow everything we doing. Shout out to True Welch Media. I love you, man. Love you, man.
It's hard for me to do this.
Get out of here.
Last time.
I think that'd be the last time I ever see you again. Last time I
can't believe it.
Last time I see you again. Rest in peace to all my homies and my fallen sisters.
Rest in peace.
I'm tired of pouring liquor, tired of casting clothes. I think that'd be the last time.
Last time.
Last time I
love
ever
you.
see you again.
George Matthew, I was lost when the Lord snatched you. He needed a king to build more castles, and even if that's the truth, you my hero, dad salute. We never made it to the range to clap and shoot, but we made a pact and truce. Going back to my roots, I learned the most as a child. My role model, fresh clothes was your style. Always showing your smile. Taught me how to fight, never throw in the towel. When they tell me to hold my head, you looking over me now. Just let me see the facts in sight, something to bring me back to life. My pop's life like a movie, and I ain't acting right. You made me the man I am clearly. Now you gone and I'm grieving severely. Just squeeze my hand if you hear me. Last time.
You know, I'm thinking to myself, am I selfish? You know, my dad was going through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and I just wanted all the pain to go away like it was easy, man. It's funny how he's not feeling the pain no more, but I am. Am I selfish for that? Rest in peace. I love you.
Go DJ, that's my DJ. What's up, Pops? I hear you spinning in heaven. But Dad, I'm in a depression, sick and I'm stressing, living the messin', missing your wisdom and blessings. Can't take it, about to get lit in a second. But wait, I gotta stay clear-minded. Look out for moms, Alyssa and Gavin, but I fear timing. We all in the darkness now, but still shining. I made a real promise to you to be the man of the house. It wasn't your plan to be out. My only request is let me see you when I blink, before I start resorting to a drink. And next time they ask how you doing, I say my dad fine. Take me on a ride to remember one last time.
Be the last time I ever see you again. Last time I think it'll be the last time I ever see you again.
I'm gonna make you proud, I promise you.
I ain't think that'd be the last
Send me a sign, man, please. Rest in peace, pothole. And you know, one of the most special things to me I heard from a lot of your friends, Dad, is you always talked about me. And I didn't think you did, man. I thought I let you down a bunch of times. I'm gonna make you proud. I love you. Look down on us. Rest in peace, pothole.
You know, I'm a pretty tough guy, and you know, I got this song making me cry, man. It's powerful, man. Powerful song. Wow. Jeez. The last time. Wow, by Craig Lynch. That's share that song. It's on my timeline. Share that. Listen to it on there. You can see the better video quality. Wow. Good job with that video. It was wow. So this is a shortened podcast today. Actually, we're gonna do the list, and I'm putting Craig's dad on the list. Pothole Lynch. I'm sorry you're on this list. It's a very hurtful list, but I believe sometimes it's a helpful and hopeful list also. I want to thank our sponsors for actually helping us keep this podcast going, which is cmmnj.org, sativacross.com, magicalbutter.com, NewJerseyWeedman.com, UFCW, Local 152, davidversusautism.org, medical-freedom.com, New Jersey Grannies for Grass, JacksonStorms.com, Our Local Ass, OprahMachine.com, Pure Puff Vapor Supply, Pure Puff Vapor Supply, Pure Puff Vapor Supply, who is being very affected by this new ban on vapes. It's hurtful to him. At Pure Puff Vapor Supply. Sativa Cross West. Our list starts with Cheryl Miller, and her husband Jim is out there right now at the State House with a sign, still fighting for our rights. Thank you, Jim, for being at the State House. I couldn't get there today, so thank you, Jim, for being out there. He would have been out there anyway, but I couldn't make it, and it just turned out that he's there. So I'm so happy there's a presence at the State House today, because we need that. We need the pressure on him. And it shouldn't be just Jim by himself. Why is Jim by himself? There should be hundreds of you people out there. Hundreds! His wife died for you to have cannabis. There should be hundreds of you out there. No, Jim's out there by himself in the rain. After all he's been through, all the activism he's done, no, he can't get anybody to come out there with him. I don't think he asked for it, but he should have 100 people with him. He didn't ask for it, but he needs that. He should have that. It's frustrating when you had just people going out there and supporting. I mean, look at all the people that went out there fighting for driver's licenses. Look at all the CWA people that went out there. All these groups that go out there with bunches of people, and they get things done. We get things done, but if we had 100 people out there every week, 100 people, things would happen. Things would get done, but no. But the people that come are all in, and they're powerful, and they're strong, and I appreciate that. We all appreciate the people that do come out, because you're amazing, and I want to thank you all for coming out. We couldn't do this without you. What we've done so far, we've done with a small group of people, and this group of people is amazing. So thank you. So Cheryl Miller, yeah, she was out there fighting for you. Sabina Rose, Diane Ripatella, Gracie, Cindy May, Marie, Jack, Joan Ford, Randy Robertson, Polly Connolly, Bill Buckman, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, little Jake, Jake the Tank, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Frank and Michael Dillon. Hold on. Who was this that just called me?
Hey, Ed, I'm on a call. May I call you when can I call you back? When's a good time?
Anytime. Who is this?
Janine LaRue.
Oh, Janine. Oh,
Ed.
you know I'm doing my podcast right now. I'm sorry. We're actually live, so don't say anything on the air. We're on the air. I just didn't know who this was. I have to write your name on here now. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
I want to talk to you. Do you have time to talk on the podcast?
I don't, because I have a call that's on hold right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Okay,
Ed.
bye-bye.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Oh, I have to write that number down. I have her number. All this time I had her number. I didn't know. Let me do that right now. I'm sorry. Stopping the podcast for Janine. Miss LaRue. Let me save her number. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Well, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for all your help over this past time of our life. You've all been very helpful to me, so thank you very much. When I said the ode last night at the council meeting, one of the councilmen actually helped me finish it. It was a very supportive council. I think they follow us on Facebook. A lot of people follow us on Facebook. You'd be surprised. A lot of Republicans follow us, looking for dirt. But they also look for truth, also. And that's where you find the dirt, apparently. So thank you all. And I hope to be back at the State House next week. I'm thinking I'm forgetting something. Did I miss something? Did I forget to do something? Oh, man. All right, I'll try this. Let me try this. Let's see if this works.
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay, guys and girls, we'll see you next week. Hashtag they shall grow. That's right. Hashtag they shall grow. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them. Hold on a second. That's what I forgot. I meant to do something at the end of the show. This is going to be important. This is going to be changed going forward from now on. This is actually very, very important. Okay. We want, I think this one. I think we want this one. Okay, hashtag they shall grow. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end, against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will